Hello boys and girls, and welcome to our second virtual PE lesson with Mr. J. Last week we learned 3 gymnastic shapes, which were pencil, which were star, and which were tuck. Okay, and today we are going to learn 4 more gymnastic shapes. But what's the first thing we need to do in a PE lesson?
What is the first thing we need to do in a PE lesson?
Okay, who can remember then what is the first thing we have to do in a PE lesson? We did it last week, we mentioned it.
Warm up, Mr. J.
That's right, it's a warm-up. So, let's get started. Okay, so for our warm-up, the first thing I want you to do is to make sure you've got lots of space around you. In a big empty space, you've got rid of anything that might be in the way. So as you can see, Mr. J is in a nice big space with nothing that he can potentially fall over or hurt himself with. So for our warm-up, today, boys and girls, we're going to be playing the bean game. So what's going to happen is I'm going to shout out some words or some varieties of beans, and you are going to perform the action as we do it. So I'm going to run through them all now before we play our bean game. So our first bean is the runner bean. So if I call out runner bean, we're going to be running on the spot as fast as we can. That is the runner bean. Our second bean is the broad bean. So we need to make ourselves as wide as we can. And that is for our broad bean. Our third bean is our jumping bean. So if Mr. J calls out jumping bean, we're gonna jump as high as we can. Our fourth bean is the baked bean. So if I call out baked bean, you're gonna make yourselves as small as you can on the floor. That is our baked bean. Our fifth bean is our jelly bean, and you are gonna wobble like jelly. So if Mr. J calls out jelly bean, we're gonna wobble our arms and wobble our legs. Our sixth bean is our string bean. So string bean are really, really tall. So you need to make yourself as tall as possible on your tiptoes, get your arms nice and high. And our last bean is our frozen bean, where you need to freeze on the spot. Okay? So whatever bean I call out, that's what action we are going to perform. Let's give it a go. So, we'll do them in order to start off with. So our first one, remember, is runner bean. So running on the spot. Our second bean, who can remember what it was? It was broad bean, so make ourselves nice and wide as we can. Third bean was jumping bean. Get your knees nice and high, feet off the ground. Our fourth bean comes out of a tin. Baked bean, so nice and small. Excellent. Fifth one was jelly bean, so shake our arms, shake our legs. Sixth one was string bean, nice and tall. Excellent. And our last one, remember, was frozen bean. Okay, so runner bean, jumping bean, jelly bean. Excellent. Keep them jelly beans going. Broad bean, nice and wide. String bean, jumping bean, runner bean. Excellent. Broad bean, baked bean, string bean, runner bean, jumping bean, jelly bean, and freeze. Excellent. Have a go at practicing your beans on your own now. Good luck. So boys and girls, the next shape we're going to learn how to do in gymnastics is called the pike shape. Repeat after me. Pike, pike, pike. So to perform the pike shape, we need to start on our bottom. So we're going to sit on the bottom. And we need to put our legs out straight in front of us. Then we need to put our arms out straight in front of us and keep our back nice and straight. Imagine we've got to pull on a pair of trousers really fast. So we pull them up, keeping our legs straight, and we put our arms out straight, keeping our back straight. So we do it from the side, we sit on our bottom, we put our legs straight, we put our arms out, and we keep our back nice and straight as well. And that is the pike shape. Can you think and perform the pike shape on any different parts of our body other than your bottom? Have a go. Here's some ways that Mr. J performed the pike shape other than on his bottom. On my back, on my side, and on my feet. There's just 3 ways that Mr. J managed to perform the pike shape on different body parts. Well done if you thought of your own. Excellent work. The next shape we're going to learn how to perform in gymnastics is the straddle shape. Repeat after me. Straddle. 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 So, to perform the straddle shape, we need to start on our bottom again. And the first thing we do is we put our arms out and point them towards our toes. Then the second thing we need to do is we need to put our legs nice and straight and point them to our toes. And we must keep our legs straight. No bending of your knees. So as far as you can, keeping your back straight as well. This is called the straddle shape. Watch again from the side. Start on your bum. Put your arms out straight. Pointing towards your toes. Legs straight. Keeping your legs nice and straight there, bend the knees, arms nice and straight as well, pointing towards your toes. This is the straddle shape. Have a go at trying to perform the straddle shape on some other body parts other than your bottom. Good luck! Here's some ways that Mr. J performed the straddle shape other than on my bottom. On my back, on my side, and on my feet. Well done if you managed to think of some different ways and perform them on different body parts other than on your bottom. Great work, boys and girls. The last 2 shapes we're going to learn today are called arch and dish. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to perform them. I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to show you. And then I'd like you to have a go at attempting to perform them yourself. So the first one is dish. And the second one is arch. Have a go at both the arch and the dish shape. And if you find them really, really easy to perform, have a go at performing on a different body part other than on your back or your front. Good luck. Unfortunately, boys and girls, that's all we've got time for in today's virtual PE with Mr. J. So now we have learned 7 gymnastic shapes. Let's see if we can remember how to perform them and have a go performing them as Mr. J does. The first one is pencil. Remember, we need to make ourselves nice and tall. Our second shape was star. So can we make ourselves nice and wide like a star? Our third shape was tuck. Make ourselves nice and small in a ball shape, tuck our chin in. Then today we have learnt 4 shapes, haven't we? The first one was pike. And we sit on our bum, legs nice and straight, pull our trousers on, hands and arms facing forward. That is our pike shape. We then did straddle, similar to pike, but instead our legs are nice and wide. Again, pointing our arms towards our toes in a straddle shape. We then had a go at arch and dish. Okay, remember arch is on our front, lifting our arms and our legs up. And dish, we roll over and our arms and our legs up again, like a dish shape. So those are the 7 gymnastic shapes. Next week, we're going to be focusing on jumps. See you next week. Bye.
Don't forget to upload the pictures of you practicing the shapes we learnt today onto your Class Dojo page. See you next week.